/ I do not give permission for this post to be shared outside of Reddit / so some ladies in our church occasionally send out invites for meal trains for people to sign up to bring meals for someone who recently had a baby or is sick or something like that. I get it. It's a nice idea to help people out. I have no problem and have participated sometimes in the past. Last week a meal train was posted for a lady named Sue, name changed obviously, who apparently had spent a few days in the hospital due to severe back pain. She's home now but still in pain and unable to do much. The meal signup stated about bringing a meal for 3 people. Sue lives with her husband and adult son. The husband and son work full time. Sue does not work. I decided not to sign up for this meal train because I also work full time. I figured if people want to, that's fine, but I don't have extra time to be cooking meals for people who have capable adults in the household to help out. Some people do have extra time, and that's great if they want to help out. Well, I'm guessing others felt this way too because the meal train just wasn't filling up very fast, so they kept posting about it and posting about it. I kept ignoring it. Last night I got a call from a friend of Sue's. We'll call her Jane. Jane asked if I was aware that Sue had been in the hospital and if I could possibly sign up for a meal slot. I explained very nicely to Jane that I work full time and I don't often have time to make a full meal, and that my husband and I usually just get our own meals or one of us cooks when we are able. She was like, oh well, that's okay. There are plenty of weekend slots available too that you could sign up for when you're not working. I said, well, aren't her husband and son home on the weekends? Couldn't they cook then? Jane got really snippy with me then and cut the conversation short. I told my husband about it and he thinks that I could have made time on the weekend to cook something and take it over just to be nice. I asked him why didn't he sign up then if he thought they needed meals on the weekend, and he told me I was just trying to start an argument. I don't think I'm the R because Sue's husband and grown son should be perfectly capable of cooking for Sue and themselves, especially on the weekend. But I might be the R because I don't have much going on during the weekends and I could cook for them. I just don't see the need to. So, Reddit, NTA, semicolon. I told my husband about it and he thinks that I could have made time on the weekend to cook something and take it over just to be nice. Why doesn't your husband make time on the weekend to cook something and take it over just to be nice? Please ask him and post the answer. It's a good point and honestly, his response baffled me because he cooks and cleans quite a lot in our home. Maybe the difference is he prefers to stay busy on weekends and weekends are my time to decompress from having to be an extrovert at work all day. I'm an introvert. He works from home and he's a natural extrovert, so when weekends roll around, he's looking for stuff to do with his friends, and I'm happy to read a book in the hammock and not be around people. Maybe he and his friends should have cooked a meal together. NTA everyday sexism in action. Coming from Op's husband as well. Edit. Sue's husband and son need to step up and do right by her. And Op was right. If hubby feels so strongly about it, he can cook the meals himself. NTA. Opus. NTA. Asterisk I asked him why didn't he sign up then if he thought they needed meals on the weekend, and he told me I was just trying to start an argument. Fuck that noise. No, you were not. You were making a valid and completely obvious point that he did not want to acknowledge. Men are just as capable as women at making meals. Sue does not need a meal train from friends/acquaintances period. Sue needs the 2 adult men who live with her to step up and fucking help. There is no amount of attempted guilt/shaming in the world that would get me to do the work that 2 grown men should be doing for ********* mum/wife. In fact, I would view signing up for the meal train to be enablement of their disgraceful behavior. Men are just as capable as women at making meals. Hell, when it's a prestigious career like being head chef at a famous restaurant, they even get paid for it. Next phone call you get from Jane or someone else about this, and you will ask if they've reached out to any men to contribute, or if it's just women who are expected to cook and provide food. NTA. Exactly. I'll admit I was a little salty about it for that point alone. Especially because the men in the house are home on the weekends. NTA. Why is everyone in this story so misogynistic? Not one of the 3 men mentioned can cook. This story starts with the ladies group at a church. As a southerner who was raised evangelical non-denominational, I can tell you that's all you need to know op is NTA. From that same southern evangelical viewpoint, you are not only not wrong, op, but you handled it about as gracefully as it can be handled. You aren't obligated to an act of service, ever. That's an obligation, and it's specifically called out biblically multiple times by multiple prophets including Big JC. That value comes from voluntarily sacrificing. Talking someone else into sacrifice is what the Pharisees do, to be seen to be pious. What you could have easily said was that you didn't feel led to serve in this way, and you'll let her know if you feel led differently. Your thoughts and prayers are with Sue and whatever she's going through with her husband and child. You should have signed up your husband, her husband, and her adult son to weekend slots. NTA. I freaking love that idea. NTA. So if you do it then it's all good, but husband won't do it, and you're starting a fight? Nope. I also would not volunteer when there are 2 full-labeled adults in the house. The microwave is a neat new tool that people who can't cook real good can use. I mean, oatmeal or cereal, or waffles for breakfast, sandwiches for lunch, frozen lasagna or other meal for dinner. Doesn't have to be rocket science. Tons of pre-made meals available to buy at most grocery stores these days, also, at pretty reasonable prices. NTA. These are supposed to be voluntary, like if you don't want to or just can't it should be fine. Is it nice? Sure, but it's not required. And if your husband thinks you should be guilted into volunteering, he probably has time and can do it instead or as well. And this isn't a case of both parents needing to take care of a newborn. I'm sure her husband and son are perfectly able of making some kind of food on the weekends or meal prep for the week a bit. NTA. It's a volunteer thing. You shouldn't be guilted into it. If your partner thinks it's important he's welcome to volunteer his time and effort though. NTA. This doesn't feel like what meal train/support systems are meant for. Yes, it totally sucks for Sue, because back injuries are horrible. But meal trains are usually because the entire family is consumed by grief, or focused on managing the illness/crisis. There is no reason the husband and son can't manage meals for a few days. It also feels really gross that Jane is calling around and asking people to participate. Yep, new baby is the house. Everyone has COVID. Whole family got in a car accident. Meal train time. Woman got sick/injured and the men can't figure it out. Guess you're gonna starve. You could be extra petty and bring a single serving. Individual lasagna or soup. Tell her you will bring her more while the other adults in the house are working. NTA. You could do it to be nice, but you really don't have to, and at this point I absolutely would not. You're totally right that the adult men can just do the cooking. Jane's reaction is WTF to me, and what would make me dead set on not helping here? That she just got pissed instead of providing an actual good reason why the men can't cook proves your point, and it's important to set boundaries with Jane. TBH, I think it's about gender roles. Also, I love your suggestion to your husband that he could sign up if he's so worried about it. Let me guess, the meal train only went out to ladies to sign up. Husbands can step up and cook a meal for a friend too. Or, you know, have something delivered by a local restaurant, etc. NTA, but I probably would not have offered any more of an explanation than I'm not able to this time and end the conversation. You don't owe people an explanation, and as is obvious in this comment section, offering one opens the floodgates for everyone to share their own boundaries, like they are hard and fast rules for everyone else. It's fine to set boundaries you're comfortable with around service you offer to other people. NTA. Your husband needs to get his head screwed on straight too. Double standards holy. Asterisk, I do not give permission for this post to be shared outside of Reddit asterisk. This isn't how it works. Exactly, she already gave permission when she created her account. NTA. How very Christian to call someone up to shame, guilt and manipulate them into something that is voluntary. Reminds me of growing up in the Catholic Church. Me too. But way less rappy. NTA. While it is okay to ask people to volunteer, people need to learn to take no for an answer. If you don't want to volunteer, for whatever reason, you don't have to, period. There's a lot of people in this story who think women should cook to be nice and men shouldn't even be asked. NTA. NTA. Yep. Cooking when there are two able-bodied adults in the house. Cheeky demand emo. NTA, as this is voluntary, and from what you've said I wouldn't have participated in this one either. That said, if there had been more info provided by the requester, perhaps that the hospital bills had really put a hurt on them because they didn't have the greatest health insurance, some employer plans are pretty bad, then I would have made a casserole or lasagna. NTA. I have 3 sons, ages 15 through 10 and all can manage a dinner or two. Granted, we will be eating microwaved corn dogs or chicken nuggets with microwaved canned vegetables and a canned fruit cocktail, if the 10-yo cooked. So, the idea that grown adults can't cook because they are male, especially the son, seems to me many women put of raising sons in hopes a girlfriend will show up and do it for them. A younger kid isn't gonna turn out a gourmet meal on their own, but can chip in to help with food prep just fine. An adult offspring should be able to prepare a meal solo. Also, there's no law that only one person can cook at a time. Kid could chop vegetables while dad cooks up some chicken or whatever. Absolutely NTA. However, your husband could take up his own suggestion and he could prepare something on the weekend if it's that important to him. Jane probably got snippy because other people besides Op had probably said the same thing about the husband and adult son. NTA. Although Op probably could have made things easier by limiting her response to sorry, no, I won't be able to sign up this time. But good luck. A no without specifics gives Jane no room to argue. Asterisk, I do not give permission for this post to be shared outside of Reddit. Asterisk. Bro, what? It doesn't work like that, just saying. NTA. They have 2 able-bodied adults that can cook. Plus it's a volunteer thing and you didn't volunteer. Tell your husband to do it if he cares so much. NTA. It's voluntary. You're not obligated to help every person and every cause. If the husband cannot cook a meal for his family even on the weekend, they have bigger problems. Let your husband cook a meal and take it over if he thinks it's the right thing to do. NTA. NTA. It's a volunteer sign-up sheet, not a mandatory assignment from an employer. You had your reasons for not signing up that are perfectly valid. You didn't go on social media or in front of your church's congregation and say no one helps you. Her useless husband can do it. You just didn't sign up. Jen is being extremely inappropriate. You are under no obligation to volunteer. That's literally the definition of volunteering. She should not have called you in the first place. She then should have taken your no once you gave it. You even gave a reason, which you are under no obligation to give. Op, always remember, no is a complete sentence. She then asked again. Don't fall for the pressure. Your husband sounds, well, like an ass. Funny how when he says you should do something you said no to. That's not starting an argument, but you suggesting he do it is. What kind of misogynistic crap is that? NTA. And also, please do start an argument of asking why men can't do very basic care work for others. Thank you for your service. NTA. I could see if the mom was in need of serious around the clock care. But with back issues she'll just be immobile. One of the other 2 adults can cook/order if they need to. I agree. I feel like it's a little excessive to ask for meals for that when she lives with her family of 2 able-bodied adults. NTA. But I don't understand how all of these men got to be adults without knowing how to make a single meal for themselves. I asked him why didn't he sign up then if he thought they needed meals on the weekend, and he told me I was just trying to start an argument. Op's husband's response makes me suspect casual sexism. The women are expected to do the cooking as they consider it women's work. Op, you are definition NTA, and I wonder about the division of labor in your own home. Does your husband contribute equally? NTA. Sue's husband and son are perfectly able to make meals. If Sue requested the help, it's because she's been coddling them their whole lives, and it's her own damn fault. NTA Sue's grown *** men in the home are fully capable of arranging meals. NTA. This would never even be a conversation if the husband was in the hospital and he had a wife and adult daughter. I'm sure there would have been a mow the lawn train or a change the oil in the truck train /s